Jungkook has now reached a point in his career where his influence extends far beyond music, stretching into culture, fashion, economics, and even national pride. In 2025, Jungkook was officially recognized as one of the most expensive artists in Korea, a title that reflects not just his market value, but also the sheer magnitude of his global influence. Adding to this monumental recognition, he was also honored with the title of the most popular artist of 2025, a cultural accolade that has placed him firmly at the center of media discussion, fan celebration, and industry analysis. The cultural acknowledgement of his unmatched popularity has created a phenomenon. Every newspaper, broadcast, and digital outlet has carried his name, dissecting the significance of this achievement. Some highlight the economics, noting how Jungkook's association with brands and projects directly elevates their financial worth. Others focus on the cultural resonance, pointing out how he has become a symbol of Korean artistry at a time when K-pop is deeply intertwined with global entertainment industries. The emotional aspect cannot be overlooked either. For millions of fans, seeing Jungkook receive these honors has felt like a collective victory, a moment where their years of support and loyalty appeared justified. When Jungkook's face is attached to a campaign, companies see a measurable rise in market share. A clothing line sells out within hours. A cosmetic brand experiences record-breaking global orders. A music collaboration pushes digital platforms into overdrive with downloads and streams. For industries, this kind of measurable impact is the essence of value, and it explains why Jungkook has become one of the most financially significant figures in Korean entertainment. But beyond just the numbers, being expensive in this sense also speaks to the rarity of Jungkook's positioning. It is not simply about money, it is about demand. There are countless talented singers, dancers, and actors in Korea, but only a handful exist at the level where every brand, media outlet, and production company desires their involvement. Jungkook is not just an artist, he has become a symbol of assured success. While the economic recognition places Jungkook in an elite category of industry figures, the cultural award Most Popular Artist of 2025 carries a different kind of weight. Popularity is not just about sales or contracts, it is about resonance. It represents a deep and enduring connection between an artist and the public. When Jungkook was announced as the recipient of this honor, the applause extended beyond fans. It was a moment when even critics and industry experts had to acknowledge his impact. Popularity awards often reflect voting systems, media presence, and global digital influence. In Jungkook's case, his dominance across platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram is unmatched. A single post from him generates millions of interactions within hours, and his songs continue to trend worldwide, regardless of language barriers. What sets Jungkook apart is that his popularity is not momentary. It is sustained, constantly renewed with every performance, every project, and every public appearance. The year 2025 has seen him at the peak of visibility, whether through his work with BTS-related projects, solo music releases, or appearances in major brand campaigns. His fanbase, ARMY, has only expanded over time, maintaining a unique sense of loyalty and unity that consistently amplifies his visibility in every corner of the world. For these reasons, his recognition as the most popular artist of the year feels almost inevitable, but that inevitability only underscores the magnitude of what he has achieved. Once the news broke, Korean and international media outlets alike erupted with coverage. Headlines ranged from analytical, economic power of Jungkook, how one artist shapes global markets, to emotional, From Busan to the world, Jungkook crowned Korea's pride in 2025. This media wave has demonstrated not only how valuable Jungkook is as a subject of discussion, but also how deeply his story resonates across demographics. Television segments replayed moments from his early career, showing clips of a teenage Jungkook performing as BTS was just beginning to rise. Newspapers emphasized his journey, the transformation from a young trainee with big dreams to an artist recognized on both financial and cultural scales. Social media, meanwhile, overflowed with fan reactions, tears of pride, nostalgic reflections, and celebratory messages. Interestingly, this media coverage has gone beyond entertainment circles. Business outlets have examined how Jungkook's recognition represents a shift in Korea's cultural economy, with pop culture becoming a primary driver of global visibility and national branding. Cultural analysts have described him as a modern cultural ambassador, noting how his achievements not only boost BTS's legacy, but also strengthen Korea's global identity. While the facts and numbers create a clear picture of Jungkook's impact, there is also a deeply emotional layer to his recognition. Fans who have followed his career since BTS's early years often speak of feeling like they grew alongside him. To them, his success is personal. They recall his shy interviews as a teenager, his relentless practice routines, his moments of self-doubt, and his gradual transformation into a confident global icon. When Jungkook was honored with the title of the most popular artist of 2025, many fans described it as a validation of everything they had always believed about him. For families, it was also a point of national pride. In Korean households, conversations about his achievements often carry a tone of admiration, not just for him, but for the story of perseverance he represents. Even his mother's reaction, reportedly emotional and proud, became a highlight in Korean media, underscoring the human side of an achievement that could otherwise seem abstract in its scale. Another reason why this recognition has generated such intense media focus is that Jungkook represents more than music. He is also a symbol of Korea's soft power, the ability of culture to shape perceptions and create influence globally. His collaborations with fashion, luxury, and media industries demonstrate how Korean artists are no longer confined to their domestic markets. Instead, they are shaping global consumer behavior and cultural narratives. Jungkook's influence has often been compared to that of global icons in Western pop culture. But what makes his case unique is that he carries with him the identity of K-pop and Korean heritage. When he appears on international stages, he does so not as an isolated star, but as part of a larger cultural wave. In this way, his recognition as both financially valuable and universally popular takes on the role of national symbolism. To appreciate Jungkook's position, one must also consider how he stands in relation to other Korean artists, many of whom are highly successful in their own right. Korea's entertainment industry is filled with figures who have achieved global recognition: actors who headline international dramas, singers who top global charts, and groups who command impressive fan bases. Yet Jungkook's case remains distinct. First, the scale of his solo popularity is unparalleled. While many idols shine as part of their groups, few manage to replicate or surpass that success on their own. Jungkook has done both. His solo releases dominate digital platforms worldwide, often charting in markets that are traditionally difficult for non-English acts to penetrate. His global streaming numbers consistently place him at the top, surpassing not only K-pop artists, but even Western musicians. Second, his versatility amplifies his appeal. Unlike some artists who focus exclusively on music, Jungkook's brand extends into performance, fashion, athletics, and even social media influence. He embodies the multi-dimensional star archetype, which positions him differently from peers who may excel in one domain but not in others. Third, there is the matter of recognition. Being named the most popular artist of 2025 is not just about domestic admiration. It reflects a balance of both Korean and international acknowledgement. Other Korean artists have certainly received awards, but few have managed to dominate global conversation to the degree Jungkook has. His name trends simultaneously in multiple countries, often without promotional triggers. This organic reach cements him as a global figure whose relevance cannot be confined to one nation or market. The Korean press has framed Jungkook's recognition as part of the country's cultural evolution. Newspapers like Chosun Ilbo and Jungang Ilbo have emphasized how artists like Jungkook demonstrate Korea's soft power, elevating the country's reputation in global culture and commerce. Commentators highlight how he has become a living testament to the blending of artistry and economics, proof that Korean entertainment is not just about catchy songs, but about shaping entire industries. Meanwhile, international outlets have compared Jungkook to Western icons like Justin Timberlake in his prime, or even Michael Jackson in terms of global resonance. However, the comparisons often come with the caveat that Jungkook's trajectory is unprecedented due to the digital era. His ability to mobilize fans instantly across social media platforms gives him a level of control and immediacy that previous generations of artists never had. Analysts point out that Jungkook's rise also reflects the power of the BTS legacy. His success cannot be viewed in isolation from the foundation that BTS laid globally. Yet, what makes this moment significant is that Jungkook has proven he can carry that legacy independently while carving his own narrative. While the media and business communities dissect his achievements in economic and cultural terms, the emotional undercurrent of Jungkook's recognition remains undeniable. Fans, who call themselves ARMY, often describe his success as deeply personal. Many of them have followed him since his teenage debut, witnessing not only his triumphs but also his vulnerabilities. They recall moments when he doubted himself, when he openly questioned his abilities, or when he admitted to struggling under pressure. To see him now as the most popular artist of 2025 is for them a culmination of those struggles. It is proof that perseverance pays off, that vulnerability does not weaken an artist, but strengthens the bond with their audience. The emotional connection fans feel with Jungkook is unique in its intensity, often leading analysts to note that his career is not just about performance, but about relationship building. Equally important is the perspective of his family. In Korean culture, family pride holds deep meaning, and Jungkook's achievements are seen not just as personal milestones, but as victories for those who supported him from the beginning. Reports of his mother shedding tears of joy upon hearing of his awards circulated widely in media outlets, resonating with audiences who see in Jungkook a symbol of both individual success and filial devotion. The most compelling question arising from Jungkook's recognition is, what comes next? Being named one of Korea's most expensive artists and the most popular artist of 2025 sets an extraordinary bar. Where does he go from here? Industry analysts suggest that his trajectory points toward even greater international consolidation. With platforms like Netflix, Disney Jeon, and Apple Music increasingly investing in Asian talent, it would not be surprising to see Jungkook leading global projects that extend beyond music. Acting opportunities, international collaborations, or even producing roles could expand his influence further. At the same time, his legacy within Korea is cemented. Years from now, Cultural historians will likely look at 2025 as the year when Jungkook transitioned from being a global pop star to becoming a cultural institution. Awards can sometimes fade into history, but the dual recognition he has received, economic and cultural, has created a permanent mark. It is also worth noting that Jungkook's recognition is not just about his personal journey. It speaks to a broader transformation in how Korean artists are perceived worldwide. He embodies a new model of global artistry, where national boundaries dissolve and influence flows freely across languages and markets.